Hey book besties, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I posted a full-length video on here, so I'll kind of catch you up. First of all, the reason mostly is because I have this a subcongeal hemorrhage or whatever. I got it from stress. It's never happened before. Scared me the F out when I saw it one morning, but I've been trying to wait for it to go away to really film a lot of videos. I've been posting on TikTok here and there, but as for a full-length YouTube, I was just waiting till it went down a little bit. That being said, I have still posted a lot of shorts on here, and if you found me from those shorts, I'm so glad you're here. Today, I'm gonna do an unboxing of 2 book packages that I got, so I'm very excited to share those. First up, I got my very first PR package from the Nerd Fam. Let's check it out. So this is It All Comes Back to You. This is a contemporary romance, and I do believe that this book was first published, self-published, and is now being traditionally published, which is so exciting. And this version also has a bonus epilogue, so that's very exciting. The author sent over a little card with a note that she signed, which is so fun, and character art. I have never gotten character art before, and this is just so stunning. Like, look at those flowers. That's so cute. So huge thank you to the Nerd Fam for gifting me this copy of It All Comes Back to You. I cannot wait to read it, and when I do, of course, I will update you and let you know how it was. Next up, I have my Book of the Month box. For the first month, I got 2 books. I've mostly just been doing the one, but there's a special book that I just had to have. So let's see what I got. This month I chose Wild Dark Shore. Truthfully, I had a hard time figuring out which book I wanted for this month because I just couldn't decide. This one sounded interesting. I checked out the Goodreads reviews and wow, they were amazing. So I knew that this was the one I had to choose. Plus, look at that cover. Do you see how beautiful that is? And then on the back, it's so beautiful. Let's read what it's all about. Dominic Salt and his 3 children are caretakers of Shearwater, a tiny island not far from Antarctica. Home to the world's largest seed bank, Shearwater was once full of researchers, but with rising sea levels, the salts are now its final inhabitants. Until, during the worst storm the island has ever seen, a woman mysteriously washes ashore. Wow. Isolation has taken its toll on the salts, but as they nurse the woman back to strength, it begins to feel like she might just be what they need. The woman, Rowan, is long accustomed to protecting herself, starts imagining a future where she could belong to someone again. But Rowan isn't telling the whole truth about why she set out for Shearwater. And when she discovers sabotaged radios and freshly dug grave, she realizes Dominic is keeping his own secrets. As the storms on Shearwater gather force, they all must decide if they can trust one another to protect the precious seeds in their care before it's too late, and if they can finally put the tragedies of the past behind them to create something new together. A novel of breathtaking twists, dizzying beauty, and ferocious love, Wild Dark Shore is about the impossible choices that we make to protect the people we love, even as the world around us disappears. This sounds like such an atmospheric read, which I love atmospheric books, so I think I'm really going to enjoy this. I gotta fit it in soon. It sounds so good. And the second book I got, I had to pick this one up, The God of the Woods. This was the 2024 Lolly winner, so I'm new to the Book of the Month, but every year they pick a book and they release it with this little seal, and then on the back it's got this little, you can kind of see like the Lolly winner. That's kind of cool, right? But this one also has these stunning pink sprayed edges. Like, how beautiful is that? Now, I did already read God of the Woods, and I loved it so much, so this is a book trophy. I want to display it on my bookshelf somewhere. I have a stand for books, but this one didn't quite fit, so that's all right. I'll just have to figure out another way to do it. But I read this last year, and it was one of my favorite books. And what's funny is it was a book that my book club picked one month, and I was kind of hesitant to read it because I'd heard such mixed reviews on it. So I sort of put it off. I was really hesitant about it. And then I got started, and loved it so much. It was one of my favorite reads from last year. Like I said, I loved the story. I loved where it ended up. I loved the characters. I do admit that I think a lot of people found it a little slow, and it was a little slow. But to me, what was happening during those slow periods was very intriguing to me. And one of the reasons I found it so intriguing is because it took place in a town and like an area that I used to live in. So like I was recognizing some of these city towns, even though this is more historical aspect. It happens like in the 70s, 60s and 70s. So it wasn't obviously when I was there, but it was still really cool to see. So I definitely enjoyed that. And yeah, I just knew I needed to have this version on my shelf. Plus, one thing I learned is that if you are like a BFF with Book of the Month, you get whatever the lolly winner is for free. So if that isn't motivation to become a BFF with Book of the Month, I don't know what is, because that's so exciting. If you are thinking about doing Book of the Month, I highly recommend it. This is my 4th month getting a book with them, and I love it. I don't buy a whole lot of books for myself. Most of what I get is like gifted to me, or might pick up at like a thrift store now and then, but Book of the Month is one that I, indulge in, and it's really fun to pick out my book every month, get it in the mail. Like, it's just the little joys, So if you're interested in starting Book of the Month, I have a code that can get you your first month for $5. I will link it in the description box so that you can join Book of the Month with me and find some new books to read. If you are a Book of the Month member, I want to know which book you picked out for March. So let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, besties. I think in my next video, it'll be a little late, but it'll be my February reading wrap up and my March hopefuls, which it'll be more like what I've read in March so far. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye, besties.